Why play Zilean Support? Well, he is an amazing team fighter. He brings tons of lockdown, he is extremely mobile, and his ultimate is game changing. However, he is weaker in the early game, and being locked down does stop him from using his amazing ult. Zilean's passive is he generates experience over time which he stores up. When he has enough experience that he can level up a teammate, he can then click on them to grant the experience to both them and himself. Zilean's Q throws out a bomb onto the floor, and after 3 seconds it will explode, dealing damage to nearby enemies. If this is thrown onto any unit, ally or enemy, it sticks to them. Or if they walk through it, they also pick it up. If 2 bombs are thrown onto the same unit, the first bomb immediately explodes, dealing damage in a circle around it and stunning all nearby enemies. Zilean's W reduces the remaining cooldown of his E and Q by 10 seconds. This is what allows him to throw out 2 bombs onto the same target. Zilean's E is a point and click ability. If it's used on an ally, they're granted a massive amount of movement speed, and if used on an enemy, they're granted a massive slow. Zilean's ultimate is a point and click ability which can be used on an ally or himself. If the target is killed within 5 seconds of this being used on them, they're instead resurrected after 3 seconds. For combos, E your opponent into Q, then reset your cooldown to the W. Follow up with Q to stun them and then attack away before using E again to slow them. For matchups, Zilean is great into skill shot reliant champions as his high mobility allows him to easily dodge them, and he can struggle against champions who can easily engage on him. For runes, take this: Eri makes everything you do better. For build order, start World Atlas and Pots into a battle song and tier 2 boots. After this, an Imperial Mandate and Redemption are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing Q then E then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Heal. For synergies, Zilean is great with ADCs who lack mobility themselves as he grants them a ton. Starting the game, you do not have the biggest presence in lane yet. Your Qs can be difficult to land, and it's a massive amount of mana to use your Q, W, Q stun. If you can play passively until you hit level 6, this will skip most of your weaker early game. This is because with Zilean's passive, you and your carry will always hit level 6 before your opponent. And once you have your ultimate, everything you do becomes incredibly safe, as in a 2v2 fight, your opponents essentially have to kill you guys 3 times. Other than this, you do want to try and get brush control and still throw Qs at your opponent whenever you can. Where Zilean is amazing is in gank setup. Slowing your opponent with E basically guarantees your double Q unless they flash. Between the massive slow, the stun, and another massive slow, your opponent simply can't get away from you. So as long as you have the advantage, run them down. Enter in the mid game, take your tower as soon as possible and rotate mid with your carry. Speed yourself up around the map looking for picks and convert into objectives. Entering late game team fights, play as the backline support. Your main focus will always be to try and get a good double bomb off to stun as many opponents as possible. Use E on anyone going for your carry or on your carry so they can easily kite. Otherwise, it's all about landing a big revive. So identify the most important members of your team and focus on reviving them. And that's how to play Zilean Support. Leave the video a like and comment below who you want to see next.